Assisting Studio. WZMX FM and WZMX HD1 Hartford. Always on radio.com. Hot 93.7. It's time to stop the music and let the voices be heard. Call 860-674-9307 and let's talk.
Hello?
It's time for Voices with your host, DJ Biggmann on Hot 93.7.
Okay. It's another edition of Voices going down. Biggmann here. Sunday afternoon, feeling good. And we have, of course, you know what we do, man. We cover the issues. If there's something going on, if there's something I feel like you need to know as the listening audience, then I'm going to bring it to you. And as I stated before, okay, you never know who you're talking to or who you may know. And this is the power of networking, because you may be talking to someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone else who may have the keys that you need to get to where you need to go. And I got in touch with this brother through a friend, and he's doing some work here in Hartford. And I think it's important to talk about what he has to talk about, because there was a situation that presented itself. And, you know, so many times we hear people saying, oh, there's no jobs out there, there's no work to do or anything like that. And I don't know. After listening to this brother, I think maybe we're not looking in the right places. All right. Because this was like right under our noses. And because, you know, sometimes it's about what we pay attention to. And we might miss out on it because we're not paying attention to the right thing. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring this brother on the line. He's going to talk about what he does and the conversation that we had earlier this week. Brother Yusuf Jones, how you doing, good brother?
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. Excited to have you on the line because we talked earlier this week. All right, first of all, let's talk about what business you're in and what it is that you do, so that we can give the audience an idea of what it is we're talking about.
Yep, my company is YMJ Cleaning and Maintenance, and I clean everything. You know, we do carpets, and we do a lot of construction cleanup. Little by little, you know, we do a lot of projects in Hartford and other areas, and I try to employ people from Hartford.
And so right now you're working on what project?
I'm working on a project in Hartford on Westbrook.
Okay. Westbrook
Village, the new project going up.
Okay, so now when we had a discussion, we were talking about this, and it seems as if some of the contractors who are getting these big contracts, some of these contractors, they're obligated in some cases to have a certain amount of residents from Hartford working with them. Is that correct?
Yep. Yes, it is. And it's crazy because it's looked over, and it's like they have a policy that is that they have to put their best effort. But when you get a contract with the city and the state, and it's city money and state money, you gotta hire at least one Hartford resident plus meet the 30%. They didn't meet nothing.
And so these companies were being fined, and so then they recently had an all-out job fair to try to get some people in place, correct?
Yes, they did. And just to re-emphasize on that, they had 2 job fairs, but this one was just pushed as an emergency.
Wow. So, see, once again, it's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line. And you have a cleaning company where you clean carpets and all types of stuff. And so your line in this is that you've gotten in because, of course, they're laying carpet and they're doing other stuff. And there's a lot of cleanup that's involved when you're having these new buildings go up. So You're in there, you're up to code because your attempt is to hire people from the area, but not so much with these contractors. Now, I don't know if you know on a bigger scale, what is this bidding war like when it's time to, you know, bid for these contracts, or what's the qualifications? Because it seems like, you know, there's some people who have companies who, you know, I feel like they miss those opportunities as well.
And it's good you said that, because it's like they out here searching. It's these companies that they get any contractor, these big contractors, they win these contracts, but they can't win them not unless they got a certain amount of their if they subcontract with somebody like 10%, they got to subcontract with somebody, and and meet it just to even bid on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but sometimes it becomes hard because they say they can put up a good faith effort and they're put out there, and then when they don't get nobody, they say we tried everything. And we lose out, and they got all the big contracts, but they really need us. So it's like like I try to put to people, like, make sure all your stuff is legit, because that's the first things they're gonna square you out on. But it's there. I mean, it's projects opening everywhere, and they all need you.
Mm-hmm.
They need us.
Wow.
It's our opportunity. It just makes me angry sometimes when they sit there and they, and they just pass over, and they, and they get one company this happen, and it is just there. It's like it's an open field for us to just grasp. Just make sure your company's legit. Start off. Don't be afraid, because they big and you got to talk to them. But this is something that we really need to sit down and get at, because I went through the Minority Construction League over here on New Park, and there's so many places like that will help you.
Mm-hmm.
These people don't really want us in there, but they need us.
Wow. And I think it's important. Now, it's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line. All right. And the name of your company again is?
Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance.
Y&J. Yeah. All right. And here's the thing.
How we got in it, it's all types of contracts, but every construction site, they have final cleaning, rough cleaning. They hire. You would think that they got a contract with cleaners, a cleaning company. So if you get the credentials and you can do it, it's every contract you're going to see final cleaning, rough cleaning. So I got into that, as I do janitorial and all the other stuff. I got into that but it's a real process. It's a process, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage more people, not even cleaning, but what about landscaping? I mean, every contract, everything you can think of is there to build some place. Everything got to be done. And, painting, I just be discouraged sometimes because I see some companies, but it's just like a pool of us, it seems like. But I see so many contractors in Hartford, but, you can't cut corners because they're going to get you if your insurance ain't right, if this ain't right.
Mm.
But I encourage companies to, you might have to spend a little extra money, but if you get with some of these agencies, as I said, Jennifer Little, the Minority Construction, if you get with them or Doug McCoy or whatever, they can lead you to the way. Mm. They got it. They got the resources to put you there, because these companies, they pay them, or even they give them donations to do it because they need us.
Mm.
But sometimes it's discouraging. Like the other day when they had the job fair, I think I went through everybody, but when I was there at 10:30 in the morning, it started at 10, there was 3 people there. That is discouraging from Hartford. And they had all the contractors, made them sit at a table. Before anybody can leave there, they had to hire at least one Hartford resident. Mm. But I left, and I don't know what happened later, but I was just discouraged because I'm like, this place supposed to be flooded.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be working.
Mm-hmm. See, it's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line. And he has Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. All right. And they're working on a project in Westbrook Village in Hartford, where there's a rebuild project going on there. There's contractors there. There's companies there. And they're required to have a certain amount of people from Hartford on their staff working on the project. And these are things that we need to know, because I know there's, so many people who've lost jobs, so many people who've been furloughed, laid off, whatever the case may be, and they're looking for work somewhere, some way, shape, or form, and you have it right under your nose. Some people may pass by this project every single day and not know that, you could be a part of this project if you just step up and maybe ask some questions or do some additional research. There's, look, Yusuf, I don't want to drag you into what I do, because I talk a lot of junk on these airwaves. And I say it all the time. Listen, if you could research and find out when the next pair of Jordans is coming out, all this other stuff, man, come on, something like this, and this could lead to something that's bigger and better. And something that you touched on, which was very important, was we have to have our business right. Stop trying to take the shortcuts. Because sometimes they're banking on you to take those shortcuts. because it's that one shortcut that you try to take to get over. And it's like, oh, eliminated. See, we knew he wasn't ready. We knew he wasn't ready.
Yep.
And then that's used in the argument. Well, why don't you have minority businesses? Why don't you have, well, we talked to this company. They didn't have this stuff together. They tried to take a roundabout way. They didn't have this stuff together. And it becomes that same argument. And so you may wonder why you're up for these projects over and over and over again and nothing comes through because you're the easy target. Now it's like, well, we talked to some minority businesses. See, they don't have their stuff together. Maybe if they get their stuff together, we can do this, that, and the other. Come on, man. All right, it's Voices. It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. I have Yusuf Jones on the line from Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. And it was really, I spoke to you maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes. And I was like, brother, I got to have you on Sunday to talk to people and let them know what's going on. When you see these projects happening in the city, there's a way in. There's a way in, but you got to have your stuff together. And you don't be afraid to ask the questions. Because if they're supposed to have, what questions should someone ask, brother? What questions should someone ask if they walked up on a job site and they were just curious? Should they ask if they're funded by the state or the city with the project that they're doing, or?
No, they can ask that, but if it's a project, this just for me. Now I'm talking about from the job aspect. I'm talking about the job. If it's a project and you see it going up here, that was one thing I was taught. Like even from back, because I'm from here. I grew up in Bellevue Square, and one thing I was taught is don't be afraid. Just I don't care who working, what building, whatever. Walk in the place that you see that you might say, oh, they ain't gonna hire me because you don't see. Go in there and see. Walk in any one of these construction sites. The majority of them is not private. They're getting city money or state money, and they got to meet a certain quota. So if you walk, how I really got onto it, because when I went for a meeting and the lady that's in the trailer, she kept asking me, can you find me Hartford residents? And I got all Hartford residents. Well, some people live here, but I got all Hartford residents. Well, she asked me, she was like, can you help me? So I went around asking people. She was like, just walk to the just tell them to come to the trailer. Have their ID. Don't come here without an ID. You need OSHA 10 to be on a construction site. But they was willing to even, 2 weeks, get on the computer and get your OSHA 10. She was like, I don't care. And I'm not talking about only men. I'm talking about ladies, too. If you can do labor, if you got any skill, plumbing, whatever, painting, they're going to put you right on one of them contracts with them contractors because each one of them need a resident. So in that aspect, if you work your butt off, what makes you think they're going to let you go when it's done and they know you good? So I'm just talking about from the employment aspect. Like I really encourage people, and that's not the only project. Look at what's that? Martin Luther King School that just went up over there. All of them projects I have bid on. And you can't get discouraged. I was like one bid away from these projects, and I lost them all. Every one, like 5, 6, 7. But I just kept going. Right. If you get discouraged, don't get discouraged. People that know me, they know. They can look at me and be like, well, what he know about business? How did he do that? Didn't know nothing about business, but I knew people that knew about business. So all you got to do is ask questions, as Biggmann said. Ask.
You know what? It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. It's Voices. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line with Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. And we're talking the talk that needs to be talked. Okay? Here's the thing. The key point that you hit right there was networking. You weren't afraid to ask because it's nothing. It doesn't hurt you to open your mouth. It doesn't hurt you to ask a question. And most people say, oh, man, that's a dumb question. The dumbest question is the one that's not asked, in my opinion. And we miss out on opportunities because we let that pride and that ego get in the way. And it's like, man, they're going to judge me, man. They're going to think I'm this, that, and other. So what? You didn't know him before you said hello. And you don't have to know him afterwards if there's nothing else to have in that conversation. But what if you open your mouth and someone says, oh, well, you know what? Let me show you the way. Let me show you the way because, and you may be able to attest to this, Yusuf. You will find some of your biggest successes, or you will make some of your biggest moves dealing with people who you didn't know beforehand.
Yeah.
Because you can probably tell me 5 or 6 people who you never knew before who've helped you get into certain positions.
Yep.
So, we have to understand the power of networking, and this is what's so powerful about this. And I may have seen this brother a million times and said hello, kept it going or whatever, and didn't know who he was until someone put us together, and we needed to have this conversation because these projects are going up, and these aren't the only projects in Hartford that are happening. And so what if there's 10 projects and you bid on 9 of them, and they said no on all 9 of them? You're not going to go for the 10th one? That 10th one could be the yes that you need. You heard this brother. He's working on the one in Westbrook, but he bid on others, and they all said no. But he kept going. Because it's a bigger picture out there. That's a part of having your own business. You're going to fall flat on your face a number of times. But you have to keep going. And then for those people who say, oh, I don't have the certifications, he just said, this lady was willing to help you out to get you certified to be on the job sites. What's the excuse? And when they had the job fair, you show up at after 10 o'clock when there should be a line and there's only 3 people there. Maybe they'll say they didn't know. But now that leads to my next question. How is this put out there? Is it in the newspaper? Is it what type of platform are they using to kind of put it out there that they're having these job fairs?
Well, usually because it's a lot of rules to these things. Like I'm certified with the Department of Transportation, so most things that you get, like I'm certified with everybody. I don't care, Housing Authority, Section 3, whatever. But when you get certified with these people, most of them require. It wouldn't pertain to me, but they require like each contractor, like every year you need a affirmative action letter or something like that. That's how so you would be required to go through a list of agencies that you put your ad in, like to hire people, like mostly, non-minority companies, but everybody, you have to put your ad in. So you have to show that at the end of the year. So a lot of people will go through like the Minority Construction League or either, the first thing I think, Biggmann, taking it back, the first thing I think a person should do is look for information, look for agents, for places that can help you. A lot of people walk by that. That's I don't get it, because they put massive amount of money in these places. Not all of them, like, they struggle, but I mean, other ones, it's like money sitting there to help you. Whether you want to be an entrepreneur or whether you just want a job, but I'm talking from the entrepreneur set. I just be surprised there's so much money there to help you, and then when people don't tap into it there and there, then they out of it. But you got to really do the research, like you said. You network and you ask people, and you get the research, because these people will help you. I've met so many. I couldn't do this alone. I didn't. I'm not no college person, but I knew what I wanted to do. And when people seen I was serious, they have no problem with helping you. That's the big key question, seeing that you're serious. That's because I hear it every day. Somebody asks me, well, how do you start this? I'm like, first of all, you get going. Don't keep asking me every other day, how do I start an LLC? I don't know. I ask somebody else. And they say, oh, I'll help you.
And it's just that simple.
I'm just saying, it's so much out there. That's what gets me, because just look at this, Biggmann. You know how many people lost money, how much money they gave away through this for businesses, for the stimulus and all that. You know how many people couldn't get it because they cut so many corners, because they was like, oh, I'm not going to pay workman's comp. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. They practically, all these small, giant companies ate that money up, because us little companies, a lot of us, didn't want to pay this, didn't want to pay that, but it's going to work for you in the long run. They can't kick you out if you write.
Right. You have to think beyond right now. It's Voices. It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones from Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance on the line, and we're talking about, the conversation started from talking about the contracts with the project in Westbrook and the need for the companies who were there to have X amount of residents from Hartford working for their companies. And so it got to a point, all right, if you're just joining us, it got to a point where these companies and the recruiters, they were willing to help you out to get certified to be on the job sites. So now you're taking a lot of that out of the equation. That I'm not qualified. That I don't have this. That I don't have that. It's okay. Are you willing to work? Can you do this? Can we depend on you? Okay, we're going to walk you through this, and we're going to get you in the door. It's just that simple. And you know, what the brother Yusuf just said, okay, to get an LLC, I think it's important, if you're doing any type of business, get your business in order. And so many people found out how much of their business they didn't have in order a few months ago. All right. When this money was on the table, you had to leave it on the table because you took so many shortcuts early on. And so we talk about don't leave any money on the table. Get it all. Get it all. You left a large chunk of money on the table. And so complaining about the large corporations taking that money, you gave it to them.
Yep.
This is the part about taking the shortcuts because we're focused on the right now money. We're focused on the right now money. And we have to think long term. Now, let's switch gears here because you being a business owner and you know, like you said, had doors closed in your face time and time again. Did you ever get to a point where it was like, man, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to just, you know, go ahead and chalk it up and start, you know, doing something else. Did you ever get to that point?
No, I can say this because I don't know, because you will see a group of people that may talk about it but not about it.
Uh-huh.
But the people that you see that's even pushing through and still scrambling, they don't even got that thought in their head. You can slam a door. That's from I sat down and thought about this for so long because I worked for the city for like 7 years. I said, ain't no money. I said, I'm getting out of here, but I got to think of something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought of that. You know, a friend of mine put me on and went with a little franchise out of the back of my car, went to Family Dollar, got a little cleaner, and started like that. You know, but then I start seeing other people doing things, and it's like, so then when I went into I started everybody was saying, oh, you need a certification for this. So when I found Jennifer Little and them at the Minority Construction League, they was like, well, we'll help you get every certification you need. So That's not an excuse. That's not the only place. There's other places. It's like Headco, places like that. So to get in these aspects where the money is floating around, not saying you're going to get it just like that. The money is floating around where you looking like, hold up, this contract, this, you need these certifications. But if you sit back and don't get the info, you would think they got a City of Hartford program for minority business, the state program, MBE for minority business. The Department of Transportation got a program for minority businesses. SAM, the government, got a for minority business. Section 3, all the housing authorities. I just baffled because I'm in this and I know landscapers that's out there that's just landscaping, you know, yard to yard. And I'm like, why would he get certified to be a a minority business landscaping? And they have to give him, you know, he has to prove that he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the contract is there for like MDC, stuff like that. Why would you just stay doing the neighbor's yard?
Right. Wow.
That's how I feel when I see things because it's there. I mean, I'm not going to lie, big man. It is out here.
Mm-hmm.
The harder things look, it's like they just putting money all into service. You know, if you got a service and you can do it, you can do it. And then another thing you said was the networking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get people like, it's just weird because I network with a lot of people. I get people like tag team cleaning. These ladies, they got a cleaning company. But every time I look up, somebody giving me tag team cleaning told me to call you because they don't do cleanup this, they don't do this or that. And I'm like, that's networking. People are, you network with other people and they know you're reliable. When they can't do something, they call you, or you can't do something, you call them.
Right. And here's the thing. It's voices. It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line from Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. All right. And what you talked about was this overwhelming desire to make minimums our maximums. All right. So it's like, okay, well, I'm able to pay my bills just doing, neighbors' lawns and this, that, and other. Why not think bigger? Why not go and do the company's lawns? Why not do this? This is how you start to build something huge. We have to think outside the box, especially when it's our own. We can't think out the box for everything else except our own. And so this is where I applaud you, because once you said I'm certified for everything, man, I'm this, that, and other, I'm like, whoa, okay, this brother is not playing. He's about his business. And so I think that's commendable, one, because you can lead by example. For those people who are like, yo, how did you do? This is what I did, and this is what I'm doing. See, so for those people who know this brother, who have seen the Y&J cleaning and maintenance vehicles and stuff like that, and you've seen them doing certain, don't be afraid to have a conversation with him. Even if he can't answer your question, he already said it. Look, I don't know, but I know somebody who showed me I could lead you in that right direction. It's all about networking. And what we have to get in the business of is information sharing. Like, this brother just said it. I'm willing to help you out. I'll give you the information that I have. But see, we've gotten to a point where we don't feel like we need to share information, or if we had to fight to get it, well, I had to struggle, I had to do this, and I had to do that. So if I had to do it, then they have to do it. No. I feel like, if I went through the struggle and I got this done, look, man, do this. Talk to this person. I had to dig and dig and dig for this. But the only thing that I ask is, don't give up. Go talk to this person. If they don't pick up on the first try until they pick up. Let them know that I sent you. They'll take care of you. But don't give up. Just make that obligation. Just make that commitment to me that you won't give up on you. All right? I'm going to give you this information, but don't give up on you. All right? If they do give up, then fine. Don't stop trying to help people out. Because it's not about how many you tried to help out and they didn't take it. It's about that one person who you helped and they went all the way through. Because now, with what this brother's doing, you could become a part of someone's success story. And that's where the true wealth building starts. Because you've helped start a chain of wealth in multiple areas. And so what happens is when you have that network like that and you have that network around you and people use you as a reference point, all right, if you ever get to a point where you have to say, hey, man, I need assistance, man, this, that, and the other, now you may be able to tap into those people who you helped out, and now it's their turn to return the favor.
Yep.
It's hot937.com. Voices here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line, Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance, and this brother is doing a lot. He's doing a lot out here. You heard him say he's certified, man, and he's trying to get on all these projects. And so what if they close the door, man? If they close the door, he's like, next. Now, how many sleepless nights have you had when you put these bids in, man?
hey, let me tell you, big man, it ain't as I have. I still have.
Uh-huh.
I wake up 3 a.m, and sometimes and just thinking about things. But now I'm getting into more because I used to be hands-on so much that now I'm like I retired from the city, so now I'm more like just going to I got a project too in East Line.
Mm-hmm.
I got a project up there, 93 units. I employ 12 people now, all from the Hartford area.
Mm-hmm.
All from the Hartford area, ladies and men. Between Westbrook, we in Norwalk, and we in East Line.
Wow.
Right now, that's final cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do janitorial services. We do. And the thing about this, big man, some people, they know because Yusuf Jones, but Bellevue Square. You know how we grew up. We got a middle name, so they know Willie Jones or Joey. They call me whatever.
Right.
But the people that know me, they know me. And the thing about it is, I always had a drive, but you got to stick to. That's what gets me. You got to stick to what you really. If you start something, stick to it for a while. Give it a chance to get going. People ask me stuff, but then I'd be like, well, no, you ain't even give it a chance to move, or nothing like that. So you're going to have headaches, and more than headaches. I have more than headaches, because even right now, sometimes it's hard. You have to go through people. It's hard getting in here and then getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn. You have to take some knocks in the head just to learn that. I got people. I said, I told you didn't do that. Don't do nothing without getting assigned. But I didn't listen because I'm like, all right. So the next thing, so I have to learn hard lessons sometimes. But it's a part of it.
Right.
You know? It's definitely a part of it. And I just wish more. We got a lot of entrepreneurs. Everybody got ideas. You know, everybody got ideas. But try it. I don't mind when people use me, for example, because, you know, we went through our trials and errors. We was young, you know, we grew up, we went through our trials and errors. So that's why I know it's hard, though. I know it's hard. You know, people have, you know, I got doors closed because of things I went through when I was, you know, for years, keep bouncing back and forth my head, getting in trouble, stuff like that. But let me tell you, when you get a grip on it and you real about what you're doing, people can see it. And all they want to do is help you. Not everybody, but I can tell you some of the people that helped me, like I got a janitorial service, and I probably they never even questioned me. I got my company, my people, we have outside of the city, we do janitorial service in 10 places where I never even see the people. I just got the keys going, you know, my workers go in and come out, and it's never a problem, you know, not unless there's something wrong, they'll call you. But that's one of the biggest things you can build when you're doing a company. You can build trust and rebuild reliability. You're not always going to make no bunch of money. Sometimes you even got to take a loss, but you want to build something so them people oh man, you know, because we got to do it, and you can't. It's intimidating out here. It is. I'm telling you, big man, it is. You know, and they try to intimidate you. Yeah. But you got to, you know, I'm from, you know, where I keep mentioning where I'm from because I was sitting at a table Thursday, and these people, I thought they were trying to intimidate me, but they wasn't. You know, they were talking about paying me like a big construction company, but president was there. They all sitting there, and it was just, you know, they had to come to a compromise talking to me. But then I'm thinking, I said, look at all these $1 million people sitting here, and I'm sitting here with them, you know, and they have to see eye level with me, whether they want to or not, because everything is legit. You know, everything is legit. So I'll encourage more people that got these great ideas and all these skills. Everybody ain't gonna be an entrepreneur. You know, somebody's gonna be under you and do the service for you or whatever. But I encourage everybody that got an idea and keep procrastinating about it and get going, man.
Yeah.
Do something. Get going. Bump it. Stop telling everybody you're gonna start the flower business or you're gonna do this. I got people I know. It is not everybody, big man. I meet a lot of good people. I met this. Well, a girl, my girl, she's got botanical sips. They doing things. You got true books, stuff like people doing things, but we got to keep it going. I think all of us should network. That's what, I mean. I don't mind. Call me if you got something going. I actually, you know, what you want to do, Clay. I'm always starting something new. Yeah. But we really should get it going because there's so much money coming into Hartford and going right back out.
Right, and maybe, you know, as voices is Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Biggmann here. I have Yusuf Jones on the line, Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. And maybe it's an idea that some of the business owners, we come together and we have maybe clinics, even if it's once a month. Because I know, you know, we have clinics and offer this to people who, you know, a number of things. And it doesn't have to even be super structured or anything, because there may be people sitting on ideas and they're just scared. And maybe we could just tell them what it takes to just take that first step. All right? Because sometimes with some people, you just have to help them pick up that leg and put it in front of the other one, and then they're gone. You don't have to give them everything. They may have it all. It's just, let me nudge you a little bit on the shoulder so you can get going. Yeah. Let me just put you out there. You know, you almost on the stage, and you don't want to say anything till you get on the stage. Look, let me just bump you out on the stage. Maybe it's just that much for some people to get going. And you know, you never know what it would take. But I think when we say, you know, we need to come together as a community, maybe that's a start. Maybe there's people sitting on ideas and they just don't believe, because sometimes we're prisoners of our current situation. You know, it's like they look around them and they see, and it's like, man, I'm never getting out of here. I'm never getting out of here. And when you say that enough, you start to believe it, and now you're imprisoned by that thought. But what if we start to tell them, man, you 2 steps away from being out of the situation. Let me help you take the first step. You take the second step, then you're gone. Yeah. You know, because you know, like you said, you Bellevue Square, I grew up in Bowles Park. Yeah. Right. Come on. We can all do it. We can all do it. It's just we have to believe enough in ourselves that we can do it. And see, what I caught from everything that you said here today was, no matter what the wall was, no matter who said no, I'm going to get it done. You said in so many words, I believed enough in myself where I was like, okay, they said no, all right, I'm going to just keep going. You kind of shrugged it off to a point where no doesn't even mean no to you anymore. It just means, well, not right now. Not right now. All right, I'll come back to you later. But I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to go over here because the person who hires me, I'm going to do so good over there. You're going to regret not giving me this contract over here. So when the next contract comes, I won't even have to bid for it. You might come to me. You know, and that's the thought process sometimes that we have to have. We can't, as soon as someone says no, we like, see, I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I don't care if you got to get up in the mirror 15 minutes early and stand there and talk to yourself and have that conversation to say it's going to happen, and do it every day until it happens. You might think it sounds crazy, but there's people who do that right now, and they're sitting on billions of dollars.
Yep. That's right.
They're sitting on billions of dollars, man. His voices is Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Big man here. Yusuf Jones on the line. Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. Now, let me ask you, because, like, for me, in recent years, I'm not going to say forever, but in recent years, I've become like this reader, and I read books about wealth, and I listen to audiobooks about wealth, and I study wealthy people and the journeys that they took and the roadblocks. Did you ever do any of that beforehand, or was it just that internal thing like, I'm not going to fail?
Funny you say that, because I don't call it a phase, but I went through that. I definitely went through that, the reading. I went through the reading. I mean, I read most of the wealth. I read a lot of the wealth books, Rich Daddy. But then at first I should think it of it, but I took what I could out of it.
Right.
And it's weird because a lot of things that was said, it applies. Like how they, they lifestyle is just that's not what you're looking for.
Right.
You're looking for like how do they think differently? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How do they think different when you have nothing and you spend something that you don't have, and they have something and don't spend. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just think about why is you doing it. Then an aspect that I'm getting now is because some people it's a concept now, big man. This is a thing that gets me with people, and that's different from the people that's really. Them big money I get for them. One thing people got to hear, they be like, oh, I'm going to pay for all of this. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to use my own money, this or that. Something I learned, big man, they don't use their own money.
Talk to them.
Never.
Talk to them.
Never.
Never.
Be stuck on that. Don't be stupid. Get you a line of credit. If you can get $100,000 line of credit, get it.
Man, listen.
Just use it right.
Yes.
You're going to need it. I'm just saying, if you could have any opportunity not to use your own money, don't. That's what you're building up for with your credibility, to not use your own money. I used to think the same way, and then I started reading. They never use their money.
Never.
They use somebody else's money to get that. Then they're going to take their part and give them back theirs, and they little extra. Don't worry about the little extra. You use somebody else's money. You made something out of it.
Right.
So I learned that.
You just took your biggest chance on you on somebody else's dime.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way that wealth is built in this country. And that's what, and the reason why I asked about the reading is because there's a book, like I read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, stuff like that. Yeah. I read, all of that stuff. But one book that stuck with me, and everyone has that one book that sticks with them, but 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And what it did was it broke down their habits. It broke down the things that they turned into habits that we don't even look into. And it's like you said, they'll have all the money in the world, be able to buy the house that they want, cash, and have change left, but we'll take out a line of credit for it.
Yeah, ain't crazy.
And what people don't understand is, there's so many ways, especially when you have your credit right and you have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you go into a business meeting and you sit down, it's not about how much cash you have in your pocket.
Yep.
What's your credit like? See, your credit history becomes that's your cosign right there.
Yep.
So in the streets, people, my reputation in the streets is good. Your reputation on that credit needs to be good in the business world.
Real good.
It's a correlation of all of this. It's a correlation of all of it. You understand? Like I had a brother on with me a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about this, and he talked about how in the streets, if maybe you'll come together with somebody on another block and do business. If they don't want to do business, then you just take it over. You know what I mean? You go and do whatever you got to do to get that block. In business, they call it a hostile takeover.
Uh-huh.
You understand? It's all a correlation. It's all about how you change your mindset and how you apply the abilities that you have. Because I've seen people out here with the capabilities to run Fortune 500 companies, but they're not doing it. And it just takes someone channeling their thought process in the right direction. And that's all that we need, man. It's voices. It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. I have Yusuf Jones on the line, man. Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. All right. And the reason why this brother is on the line with me today is okay, this brother knows someone who I know. And linked us together. We had a conversation 5 to 7 minutes, and he was talking about what was going on this project in Westbrook and how they needed people from the Hartford area to work for these companies. And this is stuff that we need to know. We should know, and most times we don't know.
Yeah.
And most times when you see a project happening in the city, don't be afraid to ask, like the brother said. Don't be afraid to ask. What's going on here?
Or look it up.
Yeah. Google is your friend. This is the information age right now. Google is your friend. And if you don't know what to look up, maybe talk to some people and ask some questions. Do some research. There's nothing wrong with doing a little footwork. Mm-hmm. You get out there, get on the grind. If you want it bad enough, you will get out there and make it happen. This brother did just that. He wanted these contracts bad enough. Now, couple contracts on the line. He's doing, janitorial work in a number of buildings across the state. And he's right here at your disposal. Right here at your disposal. And I mean, yeah, you might not have the free time that you want initially. You might miss a few parties. You might miss a few family functions. But then, when you put yourself on the right path, it's nothing like being able to tell yourself your own worth instead of having someone else tell you, well, based on your qualifications, we can offer you this amount a year. When you know that you can make that a month if you're working for yourself.
Yep.
I mean, it's all about stepping out there and doing it. What were you saying, brother?
It gives you so much more opportunity. Because I think I left the city last April.
Mm-hmm.
I got hurt, but I left and I just said, people was like, don't be afraid. That's a bit. People was like, oh, you got the best job in the world. What do you mean the best? I mean, all right, the city, we all right. But I didn't see nothing else beyond that. It's nothing like working for yourself.
Mm.
I mean, some people won't have it, but it's nothing like, because you got the opportunity to build whatever you want to build, and it's going to be some ups and downs, but it's nothing like getting going. Because one day it's going to, you'll see it getting better, get harder, get better. But don't let people tell you, everybody like, oh, you're going to have your health insurance. They got these things to hold you. Just like even, I feel like, and I know people probably think different, I feel like even like Section A stuff, they got stuff in place to hold you to thinking that you're going to lose something. You're not going to lose something if you work and making more money. Maybe you have to pay higher rent, but it's the same in business.
Mm-hmm.
If you get going and you got an idea, you got to pay rent. You save up some money, save your rent, but take care of your idea until it blow a little bit. You might have to, because I was working the city in the daytime and then work all night just cleaning toilets.
Mm.
Every day. It didn't make a difference. That's what I did every day until I knew I could walk away. I said, I'm walking away whether I keep blowing. I walked away, and then when I walked away, I didn't even know all the opportunities was going to just come like that. You can't see it, you know what I'm saying? Because you got everybody in your ear like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's the greatest job. I didn't want a job. I wanted a company where I can help other people. So that's what I do now, and I even encourage people that work for me, learn this. If you see something, an opportunity while you're on one of them things, you know how to do something, get your company, get your lawnmower, get your blower, and start up. Start up with a snow blower. I don't care, and a shovel.
Mm-hmm.
It can work for you. There's that much money out here. I don't care. They coming in the city getting all this money. I'm not mad at them.
Right. You can't be mad at them. You can't be mad at them, but you can look at them and learn something from them.
And the ladies are ladies. I mean, I don't know if the system is designed like this, but they got even more of an advantage for opening a business. You know, I shout out because I see a lot of ladies with the beauty salons. I do salons too. I do a lot of the salons like Royal Maine. I do one in Thailand. We know a lot of the salons we do. You know, Commons Boutique, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I see a lot of ladies. They got that in control. But then when I talk to some ladies, they don't know. You have to go through a few things like the Entrepreneur Center up there just at the University of Hartford. They push for ladies, to start, for businesses, the SBA, stuff like that. You just got to get this information. I don't know if they're trying to put, if that's their system or whatever, but they got crazy opportunities just for men too. But if you just get involved with these things, and then all of them got like the SBA, SBA in back of them. So if they got them in back of them, you just get this knowledge and you get these certifications. And I think it's information, big man. I think if people get more information that what they want to do, they can have no excuse because it's nothing you can't do. You can get money for anything. They sit there, with all this money. We got to spend it by the end of the year. If no one comes, we got to give it back to the federal government. They always saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Get training, whatever. Learn. If you go to one of these centers or whatever and you learning, they're going to make sure you get what you need, you know what I'm saying, to start you a little front, or start you like a vitamin place. I see people downtown juice it up. Yeah, let's move in all these spots. Let's open these spots, Let's, and it's one more thing, big man. Yep. I don't know. I get discouraged from certain things, and I don't knock the people that's coming in. I see all these family. I mean, you remember Albany Avenue was all businesses. Our business. I'm looking around and I see the same name. Tony Mobile, Johnson's Fish Market, all of these places that wish I was in a position. We should have been buying these things, man, and keep them going. I don't understand what we're doing.
Right.
These places are booming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't go out of business because they wasn't booming.
Yeah.
We should be like right after that. They go offer you're right. You retire and let's take it over. They leaving the names, and it's like right in our community. I'm not mad because if I'm an entrepreneur now, if I see an opportunity somewhere else, I'm taking it. So that's what they're doing. But we got to take our own opportunities, open these places, start all of these like botanical sips by stars, stuff like that. Tea. I mean, whatever you got, anything you got, let's do it, man.
Let's stop. Let's stop the crab in the barrel mentality. And let's stop if someone's opening up a business. Let's stop the side talk and the negative talk trying to down what they're doing. Let's stop that. Let's stop that, please.
You're right. You're definitely right.
Because we need to support each other and make sure that we flourish. And when you get your business going, please make it your obligation to help that person who might come to you. Or if you see someone struggling with an idea and you know something that can help them, pull them to the side. Hey, man, listen, I know you've been doing this, that, and the other, but let me give you this number. Call this person. Boom. And keep it moving. Do it without wanting something in return. Do it without wanting something in return.
Yep.
All right.
Pay it forward.
Right.
Pay it forward.
Their success should be your reward in return. Listen, brother, this won't be the last time that I have you up here because we definitely have more to talk about. We've run out of time here. It's Voices. It's Hot 93.7, hot937.com. Yusuf Jones on the line. Y&J Cleaning and Maintenance. For people who want to get in touch with you or people who want to reach out and find out more about your business or even look at opportunities, how can they reach you, brother?
They can reach me at either YNJ.com, YNJCleaningService.com, or either they can call me anytime at 860-299-3340. I mean, I got flyers. My flyers are probably all over the town. But they can reach me anytime. You know, we do the lately we've been doing a spray, the COVID spraying and disinfectant spraying. We're doing everything. So call me anytime. I'm here.
Brother, listen, I thank you so much for taking the time and calling in and putting the knowledge out there. I thank you for picking up the phone when I called you this week, man. So
Definitely.
you know, I appreciate it. And this won't be the last time. Let's stay connected, and maybe we can all sit down at the table with some other business owners and come up with some type of a symposium or something that would help out those people who are looking to get into business.
Yep. No problem with it.
All right. It's Voices. It's Hot 93.7. Sunday School is up next with the Beast DJ Rex. Keep it right here.